Hello people, thank you so much for making time to watch me on this channel. Before we go into the content of today's video, I'd like to ask a question. Have you been battling with a condition of pimples that normally comes on your face, your chest, your shoulders? Do you usually have a recurrent situation of fibroids, polyp, mole? Yeah, today this video has something that you would need it. And of course, I'm boldly and I'm confidently saying that this video is for you if you have any of these conditions, because we're about to expose what brings about it and how we can deal with it. All right. A lot of women are getting fibroids. The general population are also getting polyp, mole, pimples, especially pimples. And this situation has become a recurrent one. That is, of course, it goes and it comes. So, we are looking at the best way of dealing with these conditions that are very recurrent. Of course, that has got to do with the mole, the polyp, the tumors, fibroids, and pimples. And then we will know how to deal with it. Stay with me. Now, there is about 60,000 genetic errors in your DNA. And so, every single cell, every single day, your body is keeping in check of these cells. So that means they are actually controlling the cellular growth of these cells so that they do not overgrow, to actually bring about some of these things that we are talking about. And so this video is for you. All right, there is an interesting thing that occurs before you get a polyp, mole, fibroid, any kind of tumor or pimples. And of course, that is low calcium. In my previous video, I made an expose on calcium that has got to do with the immune system. You can also check that video even as we are talking about calcium also in this video. And then you will know that calcium is very important. And so calcium is the main mineral that controls all the communications in between the cells. And so people with low calcium would get the issues with extra cell growth. But not just being only calcium, there are also other factors. But today we are looking at calcium particularly. We are looking at calcium particularly because calcium is the major nutrient that starts the communication process. And so before you start looking at other factors, you need to look at what is actually bringing about the communication process in between the cells of the body. And of course, that is why we are dealing with calcium even in this video. Of course, we have also talked about calcium in the other video, but today we want to look at the matters of tumors, pimples, mole, polyp, especially pimples, even as we are talking about low calcium again here. And so the most interesting thing that we have to know is that beneath every tumor, that could be a pimples, that could be a polyp, mole, fibroid, there is a lot of cells that are as a result of out of control fashion. And this is why we keep having this kind of growth. And so we have known that calcium is the main mineral that controls the communications in between the cells. And so if we are targeting the area of communication so that your cells will have a proper communication to put certain cells in check, even as their growth is concerned, then it means that we really have to look at this mineral, the calcium. So if you're having an issue with pimples, with tumors, any kind of tumor, polyp, mole, fibroids, it becomes recurrent, you should look at this factor. And of course, calcium alone, even as I said it in my previous video, doesn't really help. It's like eating chalk. I said it earlier. And so you will need some vitamins that are really going to increase this calcium so that the expected quantity will be produced in your system to help to actually control these communications in between cells. And so we are looking at vitamin A, we are looking at vitamin K2, we are looking at vitamin D3, we are looking at vitamin F. Vitamin F is also the same as fatty acid, omega-3 fatty acids. And so you need to combine, you need to take calcium in conjunction with these vitamins. And it's really going to help so that there's going to be enough calcium in your body, which is actually going to help the communication process between the cells. So There are also other factors that brings about tumor, fibroids, polyp, mole, and even pimples. But the reason why I'm talking about calcium in this video has got to do with the communication process, of course, which the calcium is the mineral that controls the communication process. And so the first thing that we need to solve before we start seeking for other solutions from somewhere is to look at the low calcium content in our body. If we solve that issue, I believe that the other ones will be very easy to solve. So this brings us to the end of today's video. If you like this content, kindly subscribe to my channel, and then you can put your comments below. You can also like the video and share as well. Thank you so much for making time to watch this channel. And you know me damasi semanya brand ma hwemi. And then I make asem bi afa pimples any name bi a ese nipedua no. E ma nipa to say fibroid any ade. Na ye abodie ma me hu say calcium yade bi a ene na eboa ma communication process no ekoso yie. Se de be ya enkwamwa bi a wo nipedua mu no omu nyini mbroso. Na ye omu say tumor, any fibroid, any other pimples, any other niyama bi eba nipedua ni ma ekọ na aba no. Ewo niyama bi edeba, but ni nyina so kese pa ne say o calcium level no ewo form because calcium no ene na beboa ma communication process no akoso pa. Nti se wani gi video hu a obetimi subscribe to my channel no na wa share na wa like no or comment so ato ase. And that's when you bring no me. Thank you so much for making time to watch me. Hope to see you another time on this channel. Bye bye.